How's it going, y'all? It is not the 28th episode of the podcast. We're doing it in the dark because it's spooky month. I'm KnTElixar.
Hi, I'm not doing it in the dark. I didn't get the memo because I hate Halloween. It's your boy Tom.
Guys, I love summer, so I'm keeping my lights on to indicate how much I love summer. What's up? It's your boy in the submarine. I'm not even in a submarine. I was trying to think of a fun location to be at. To be like, it's your boy, KBeeDS in the spaceship, but I'm just in my room.
What's the funniest place we could do this podcast from?
Fishing boat.
A fishing boat. That's a great idea. If only we were trying to do a fishing trip.
Yeah. We'll
that one might have to be
game.
pre-recorded, probably.
Sometimes I think about how we were supposed to do the Royal Knights tier list from a Ferris wheel.
Oh,
that would have gone crazy.
Yeah.
And it'll be like the further we get into the tier list, the more like we would age. It'll be like a reenactment of like 3005.
I could see that. That'd be cool.
What if?
Oh, he just canceled his tour? I hope apparently he's sick. It's a bummer.
Everyone be getting sick.
Yeah, but he's in like hospital sick apparently. Poor guy.
Yeah, that's really sick.
Poor Gambino.
I mean, that's fine. I mean, it just means that I can get tickets next time.
Yeah, get better soon, King. I want to see you in Manchester.
Yeah.
No, what was I gonna say? We could. It's like, how like the tier list is like, there were some stinkers on there.
Mm-hmm.
When we got to the top of the Ferris wheel, and then we'll do like Cranium on, and then much like the Royal Knights, it's all downhill from there.
What if we do the 7 Demon Lords, but it's like what they're getting expelled for at school?
This is genius. I like that we're brainstorming the Boko now on the show.
Oh, this is not going to be this week's Boko. This is going to be something we drop randomly.
Write this down.
Yeah, hang on. Let me get a sticky note.
Beelzemon definitely was selling like ketamine.
His sin is gluttony. Straight up, surely he's stealing from the school.
Oh, he's doing like the Devious Lick challenge. He like shows up to like the fucking towers, like, guess what I got? And it's like the
fire extinguisher.
I was gonna say the X antibody, but Devious Lick steals the X antibody.
That's sick. Yeah, we'll do the rest of that. If you want to see Marcio reference memes you haven't seen on YouTube in a little while, you can come back for the Boko.
Which of the Demon Lords is hitting the No, it's Lilithmon. She's hitting the galaxy gas.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Lilith, and she's just like, ooh.
That's when she returns 2 option cards, it's two canisters. Anyway.
It'll be like all I have is like fucking old memes, bro. I grew up during Vine era, so
What do you mean you grew up during Vine era?
That's what I did.
I guess so.
I think that was quite a literal statement.
No, but you're not that young. I hate to be a hater, brother, but
he doesn't hate to be a hater.
You're in your 20s, guy. You grew up with like YouTube poop.
Okay, look. Actually, what was like?
I bet you it was YouTube poop at your school library or whatever, right, guy?
It was like UK school, right? So it was like 1 pound fish.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, he really was suffering from success, and by that I mean he got ratted on.
Not me though. I was in the American Midwest keeping the Digimon fandom alive by watching Optimus Prime versus Omnimon on Newgrounds.
All right.
Oh boy! Speaking of the fandom being alive,
yeah, y'all want to talk about Monster Hunter for 20 minutes?
I do actually. It's just something we've been wanting. There's been a lot of Digimon news recently. It's weird that they didn't do any of this. Like they did some stuff for the like anniversary back in August, but like been like so many announcements since September.
It's like they're living the high of the anniversary. It's like Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Right now they've been celebrating the 25th anniversary for 3 years now.
Yeah.
We're still getting quarter century
rares.
It's like, dude, it's been 3 years. How long is this 25th anniversary?
I love it too, because like the Monster Hunter crossover it's the most popular VPET they've ever sold by like such a wide margin. Like they've sold out of the pre-order 3 times.
That's crazy.
So you better believe we're gonna get a Xenogarurumon TCG top promo or something.
Dude, that's what I was thinking. It's like we're doing all the VPET lines, and maybe there'll be something to do with Boko. Maybe we should design one of the VPET lines so we can make our own TommyNT Mon that does nothing.
TommyNT's like the only good card in that deck. What are you talking about?
Whoa,
Yeah,
That's,
have
no,
you
that's not
read?
fair. That's not fair. My bad. You know what? I want to apologize to the level 5s. They're pretty good.
Yeah, Shogun Gekobon.
Saber Leo.
Hey, I'm trying to downplay the Saber Leo. I'm taking that deck to the yellow and green only starter deck events. Mostly because I don't have anything else built, but hey, that's what it
Bro's
is.
taking Leomon, but he wants his Leomon to overflow 4 when it
Oh,
floats.
actually, straight up, it's even worse than that. I just cannot find my my heavy Leos, so I'm just gonna be playing like the world's worst
Surely it's 'cause
Leomon list
Marcio
I've
has
ever
them.
seen.
You can borrow some if you want.
I might hit you up, but we'll see. I just thought it was fun. I was like, this is the green deck I have right now, and I was like, oh nope, I have 38 cards for this deck. Found a Mimi though. Anyway, this is a Digimon TCG podcast to a large extent. So, you guys been playing any Digimon cards recently?
Yeah.
Before, I was gonna say, like, I'm kind of surprised that we're getting like all of this stuff because like there's gonna be effectively like a Digimon like drought when we get to BT20 like release like when Japan gets like BT19 or whatever, or BT20. I don't know which set we're getting all together at the same time. But Japan is going to be like 3 months without like anything.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, surely they could have
set,
saved some of this for like building up hype or whatever.
The first set after 20 will be English 2.5. And so like they get 20, I think in January or maybe February. And then we get it like less than a month after that. And
It's
then after
before
that,
March,
we'll all caught
right?
up. Yeah, everything will be caught. The first unified set is supposed to be starting from March. So like there isn't it's going to be a bit of a like stretch for them, but like not the longest I think they've ever had. Like I think it's like January to like end of February is the longest. Or
They live through in like Anubis Apocalypse format,
Yeah,
you know.
exactly.
And
They
like
live through
full power
that.
cross art.
Yeah, full power cross art. Boy, that's relevant. People wondering updates on that. Script V1 is technically done.
It reads really good.
It reads really well, though I did realize there was one bullet point. It's like, hey, what decks were good at this format? Because we need to talk about them. We haven't updated that. So like, script V1 is like 95% done. Scripts for the other videos are starting. So if you want a particular Digimon that isn't super popular, please put it in the comments.
Also like 2.7. If 300 more of like you guys like subscribe, I will have to do like Discord moderator duties. You don't want to make me do that.
You've actually gotten like 100 people in like 2 weeks. It's kind of wild.
Yeah, it's crazy what spamming call to actions does.
Yeah, it's been pretty sweet.
People should become members, or if you're watching on Twitch, check and see if your Amazon Prime has refreshed.
Yeah, September, dang.
Also, shout out to my dad who has been apparently playing hella Raid Shadow Legends, decided to spend money on that game again. Thank you for the follow. It still rats him out whenever he buys stuff.
Somebody asked what's the scoop with 2.0? Are we getting Tamers or Cross? That'll be 2.5.
Yeah.
2.0 will be like all the adjacent archetypes, like things that like don't really fit anywhere else. And
I think that's why we're getting Moon, right? Like, because are we going to get the Nene though, or is the Nene going to be with the rest of the
No, that's with Cross.
Stuff? Yeah, I would imagine you're going to get that.
It would be like 2.0 will be hybrids and like the miscellaneous decks.
The like X antibody support.
Yeah, the Royal Knight stuff. The bees, I'm gonna guess we're gonna get bees in there. Like capacity, like all in one.
Yeah, there's not a ton of green in the hybrid stuff either.
That's kind of why I'm thinking that that's kind of why I'm thinking that we're not gonna get Lucimon in 2.0. Because there's a lot of purple. If you're trying to put all the composite stuff, I don't know that you have enough purple slots to do 2 Chimeras, 2 Machine. I guess Millennium's red slot, but Moon.
It's a special set as well. They don't have to follow by the rules.
Yeah,
I guess I didn't play 1.0 or 1.5, so like this is still kind of alien to me.
If you thought it's annoying, if you think it's annoying when they have 2 different named Agumons, imagine 2 differently named Pagumons, but it's the same release. But yeah, we know it's the Millenniumon stuff and the Frontiers support, so it's probably whatever else gets tied to that.
2.5 will be like Tamers for sure. Like it'll be like Tamers, Crossart, and like my guess is like the X antibody stuff from Chronicles. If I have to guess.
Well, surely 2.5 has everything from 20, right? Because like by 2.5's release, it will 2.5 will contain everything that isn't in 2.0 and that isn't in EX8.
Yeah, exactly.
So all of the BT20 stuff is for sure in 2.5.
Yeah,
the
because
BT18 stuff is the one that's getting split into two effectively.
Yeah.
Or 19 stuff.
Sorry, 19. Yeah, the 19 stuff. Some of it is getting plucked out so we can get it early.
I'm here for it though. I think there's like a couple checks and like if you've kept up with a lot of the Japanese results since 19 dropped, there's like a couple front runners, Millenniumon, Lord Knight, and Blue Flare are like
Lord Knight's
dogs.
really good.
Lord Knight, they went the route that I was not expecting them to go, which is they just lean in on the purple base, because why wouldn't you? Fuck stickiness, just have like infinite memory.
Or just, I mean, the worst part is that they can still play some counts of those other cards too. So like like if you follow a lot of the like people who like, there's been a lot of Evo Cups this week in Japan, or the larger Eastern format, I should say, not just necessarily Japan. Digivolve is everywhere. Like if you play against like Blue Flare and Lord Knight, your ass is getting Digivolved.
Lord Knight has a very nice bonus extra floodgate on top of that.
Yeah. Oh boy.
I like it.
Yeah, those cards are cool. But the thing I'm worried about is how, I mean, we know 2.0 and 2.5 are going to produce very different formats for us. Like we're kind of playing like a weird, like, we're playing like the player 2 side version of the Japanese EX7 format right now. But like when we get to 2.0, it's going to be completely different than their BT19 or BT18.
Yeah.
Because we straight up like, if like the deck that like keeps Millenniumon and Lord Knight down is Blue Flare, and we probably will not have it at all.
Yeah, you probably won't. Yeah, I agree. I think like, it's very difficult for me to get invested in 2.0 just because like it's another format. Well, when I say another format with no scrambles, it's like Euros won't have scrambles, but then
NA will, yeah.
NA will. So it's just like, and like NA, it will be 2.0, but they will have scrambles. So it'll be like, I don't think it'll be like that much different. It'll just, some decks will have like added viability, but like I would imagine that like Purple Hybrid is still like the front runner.
Yeah, and the other deck that like, especially in the context of not having the other BT19 cards to worry about, because Purple Hybrid has some things in, like it doesn't really like to play against Lord Knight. I'll tell you what deck loves playing against Lord Knight is Takamikazuchi. And that deck is going to get scrambles in January. So I have a feeling that like, almost as like a universe bit of karma and a little bit of a joke at Andrew's expense, they might accidentally have manufactured the format where Takamikazuchi is a tier 1 mega threat.
Tier 1 mega threat, and it will still fumble.
It'll still fumble.
The deck is pretty good. It's just like your combo sometimes is just not enough. Like you have a very powerful combo, but like all you have is your combo. Like you lost out on the flexibility.
Oh, I agree.
If they give you like double Pomamon or double Pillow or Gotsu or whatever, like what do you do?
You lose, yeah, straight up. I agree. I just think the difference for it at the moment is that like over there it has like the idea is that like it loses to the rush decks, which they themselves then lose to Purple Hybrid, and then Takamikazuchi eats Purple Hybrid's ass. So a lot of those decks are like kind of kept in balance by some of that, and in a world where like there isn't as much rush, Purple Hybrid will be more prevalent, and then like, oh, look at that, there's a big dog with a scramble to every single turn do a DNA combo. So we'll see how it goes. Like I said, we're about to go into some kind of uncharted territory, especially from 2.5. Like we'll have EX8 before we have BT19 cards,
which is like, really weird.
There's a world that like the new Sakuyamon X antibody comes out before BT19 Sakuyamon.
And the Justy stuff too.
Same with Justymon, yeah. Like they'll potentially release Justymon EX8 like X antibody without the new Rio, which gives you the rush. Like,
which is like still fine because like, but I would rather have.
You'd rather have everything all at once.
Yeah, either way it's the same thing. But like, I would rather when I get like my major piece of support, I then have the additional as well. Like, it's fine. I'll get to play Justy no matter what.
Do we know
I already have my devices. I have 4 of each already because people at locals were like, Marcio, do you want the device? Yes. I think I took every single device that was given at me. I think I have 2 playsets.
Yeah, once we've gotten yours and Jamie's, I'm getting in line because I need, it's a Tamer's deck, so I keep it in the binder. But
are you going to commit to the SP though?
No, not you. That's all you, big dog.
I'm like
Merry Christmas, Marcio. Here's one of your SP Justies.
No. I'm like, guys, the SP is cool, but like this altar, it looks really nice, guys. Yeah, I think I'm content with just the regular altar. The altar looks really good, guys.
Meanwhile, the
So
Beelzemon players are like drooling on themselves.
they go shopping like once a year.
True.
You know though
But
that you're gonna get one of these SPs, and then you'll be like, "Yeah, he is hitting the pose," and you'll be like, "Damn, I need 4."
I need 4. Yeah, you're right.
I can't wait to get this. Excuse me. I can't wait for this to be the set where I finally open a SP, like after months and months of trying, and it's just like one that immediately goes to Marcio or Brad.
Yeah.
Like it's just gonna be out my hand immediately.
Yeah, I'm kind of. Part of me hopes the Zed is bad, because then it really does like absolute no justification to build the deck high rarity, because you know we want to do that event. We want to do that event for 2.5. And
oh yeah, this is like the band that like contracts like, all right, Andrew, time for you to spend money on the game. You've been playing Ragnar for like 5 formats now.
Yeah.
Please spend some money.
Yeah, like,
and for new deck.
They put Moon in. Like, I don't even care about Zed. Like, Zed is cool. The SP goes crazy, but like I'm here for Moon. Like, Moon's
that
cool.
card is so good. Do we want to do like looking at some of these BT19 cards?
Yeah, we could do that.
Because I feel like if we're just gonna guess this up, I would love to talk about the cards.
So what's the plan for today? Do you guys want to look at? I think we have the results for TAC, which happened like literally.
Yeah, we have TAC and Latin TCG. Both of them happened this weekend. You just want to do a quick top 8?
Yeah, we can quickly cover those, and then like
I'll drop the links in the chat.
Already.
Oh, you've got them. Cool. There's also the North American Carta Magic one from last weekend.
Yeah, we can just like go over like some of the more notable.
That's a lot of dogs.
Yep.
So this is like LATAM, right?
Yeah, this is LATAM.
Yeah,
and it was 128, so it was like a mid-sized LATAM. I mean, online regionals in LATAM, that's relatively big, but like it's smaller than their in-person ones.
I don't know. Ancient Guru is weird because like it is the square blocking the square hole deck where like you're gonna do one thing really well, but then like it just does not have flexibility, and it's like top end to play out of like certain scenarios. Like you're a lot of times just like relying on an option. Anything that you can't balance, you're probably just gonna like try to heavens or something, and then like you have an efficient aggro deck. It's similar to like Nume. I think like Nume was more skill expressive. This is literally like an auto combo deck. Like that's how I've been describing this deck, is like auto combo. You go like light, and then like after like 3 hits, your character like spends 1 bar and does like a super, and it's like fucking Kamehameha, you know?
Yeah.
I do love
that
the top 3 all have different. It's like this is blue base, this is Gabu base, and then this is red base.
And I think though that's about it. Like
nice
for they're like, again, it's like square block for the square hole. They're effectively doing very similar things, just they get to choose like, well, if you play the red base, you get to play Crimson and like Muchomon and Gotsu, which is pretty good.
I'm pretty sold on like Mucho. Big fan. That bird's kind of cool.
It draws cards. Like you draw 2 effectively, which is good enough. But my thing with the red base, with the red base is it feels like you don't have as many ways to like get back your pieces. You're just constantly like refreshing like your hand to do the combo again. Like you get like 1 add back.
Yeah.
But a lot of the times the games you lose is because like you don't have the other piece, whereas like the blue base feels like it can play out of more scenarios.
I feel like if you're on red base, you should probably be on Zoe, because you're kind of just like going, I will see it in my deck, and if it's in security, well, L. So like the Zoe kind of patches up like that last bit of like, I will draw my whole deck, and if it's not in my deck, it's in my security, and I'll find it there.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I like that deck.
I love the Matt Sora.
Yeah, that's what his name.
Yeah, it's the next best mat for the Gabumon engine, other than the purple mat that you usually would see some counts of that people are playing to like sort of circumvent the need for both the level 4s in package. But for the Gabumon engine, it's way less necessary because they just straight up every single turn promote a Gabumon, use Analog Youth to hatch it after you've done the line, and then like the only step their combo requires is have promo Lobo in hand.
The other thing is that like the Sora mat eliminates some of the counterplay that exists to the deck by getting rid of like the rookies.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good contender. I personally expect to see this do pretty good at any upcoming events. Like I think this is kind of a known quantity in the remainder of EX7. the Gabumon base is like, obviously it's nerfed from how we understood it. Like we knew it was like kind of the best aggro deck in the game back in JP EX7. So I'm not going to die on the hill for this specific engine. But I do generally think that like if you guys have not kept up with results, everybody's big bad Imperial has not been like the #1 deck of the format, and this definitely has the highest conversion. So it's like there are some parts to this where you're going to see you know, if you go to an event, you're going to see a Garu. Maybe you're going to be sat next to it instead of sat across from it. And like I do think generally, I don't know if you guys agree with this. I don't think it's obviously not the widest format we've ever played, but like post ban list did shake things up. Like there's like instead of like 3 or 4 decks on the top, there's probably about 6 or so.
There's like variety of it. Yeah, there's a bit of variety. I think like the Imperial feels like if it sees its pieces, it plays like the best Digimon in the game. But sometimes like it doesn't matter how hard you try. Like the deck will just like randomly get stuck. Like you're gonna be missing 4s, you're gonna be missing the 5, and you just will not get to it.
Yeah, eventually, like the weight of your sins catches up to you, and will just smoke you for like a game. And if you're only playing best of 1, that might be your run.
Unlucky, bud.
The fun thing that topped, I mean, we're gonna probably just highlight the cards and decks that don't see a ton of use here, so that like we this quickly in this
the 3 egg split.
Yeah, 3 different eggs.
That's
and the promo Wormmon is like a funny pickup piece in this list as well.
The promo Wormmon has been picking up a bit, I think. Even like the Dan Vang list was like on the promo Wormmon.
But
it finds you like Primogenitors, so that's like that's pretty good.
But I would say surprise standouts from the LATAM event are Bugs taking 3rd, and I believe this is also Mother Control's highest placing. It got 8th place.
That bug list, I have a look at it.
Neat to talk about.
It's pretty good. Like I would say, the Gargo does the same thing that I was trying to push with the Cherubi, in terms of like giving you a solid answer to like Imperial.
And Dex to an extent as well. Stopping them from being able to evolve from trash and forcing them to fight against their will is kind of pretty neat.
It's pretty neat, but the Dex just, I don't know if it's a case of like the player just didn't play against like matchups that like normally would give you trouble, but from my experience, like Tyrant just has some like pretty bad matchups that are like bad to the point of like me not wanting to take the deck to an event. It's not that I don't believe in the deck, it's just not, losing one of its like best matchups and like sort of like a reason for you to play the deck. Like you have to be like super bug pilled to like really want to play this. And even me, like a green player, I'm like, I think I have better green options. Decks like Mirage, like again, like this is why this player was like probably on like the Mega Gargo. Because like otherwise you just like don't have anything.
I can see it. I think there's something to be said for the fact that like if you compare this in top 8 to the rest of this basically room being a Garu, I would take Bugs in that matchup pretty consistently. So
yeah, it's good.
Make a good meta read on the day and you can get top 8. So congratulations.
Yeah, it's pretty decent.
It's definitely interesting. Like regionally, because obviously Imperial is still like that thing that you still realistically should have to watch out for until Blue Fair gets its new pieces. Goodness gracious me. Yellow Vaccine armor making top 6 is pretty cool. 7 Demon Lords is still floating around, but like you gotta wonder if maybe it's just like the ancient Garurumon stuff. If you played in earlier formats, it's another one of those. The rest of the bulk that you need is probably dirt cheap, and you just need not 20 quid SRs, so it's like an accessible deck.
They are cheaper SRs than Pyldramon as far as I'm aware. So like if your choice is am I going to build Imperial or am I going to build a Garu, I tell you what, if you already have those promos, it probably helps.
Yeah.
I love the Patamon. We had a chance to talk about it a couple weeks ago. It popped up in the like I got the hiccups. Popped up in the like Armadillo Magnamon engine that won. Sorry, excuse me, got 5th in Paris.
Something like that, yeah.
Oh, I can't remember. Gosh, that sucks. It was only like 3 weeks ago. Anyway, that plus the Armadillomon stuff is cool, but the Patamon itself has like picked up some success.
This Cupimon's amazing. It's like an alt Nyaramon.
Sort of.
Yeah, to an extent.
Yeah, because I mean it's like
jamming, but like protects Magna the same way.
Yeah, protects Magna the same way, and because you are actually on Angels, you are effectively getting to sort your stack ahead of time, which is neat, I guess. Yeah, if you really love not paying for your 4s and not paying the recommended amount of memory for your 6s, then this is a deck for you. Shine Burst Mode Ace continues to be a card that I do not remember is in the game. Miserable.
This deck is like, this deck to me, I think it's a decent deck, but I just feel like it's not consistent enough. Like, the reason you'd play Yellow Vaca before was that, like, you had good high roll, but like it was consistent between like the ways to like manipulate your security and like get your game plan going. Now it just feels like you're playing exclusively for high roll. Like any hand that feels like mediocre, the deck feels like truly like awful.
I also like can't help but wonder a lot of these cards. I mean, this Magnamon into Blast Evolve is good enough that the blue Magnamon's played as well, but like how much of this deck is that it gets away with sitting there on Magnamon, and like is that enough in the format right now?
Yeah,
it was here, but will it be going forward?
I do not think so.
I think it's on the way up personally, but
I guess one of the other cute things is like with the Cupimon being able to load like some shitter into security, Emissary still is somewhat consistent even with just the one TK.
Yeah,
it has powerful cards. Like the deck still has powerful cards, just in less quantities.
And then 7 Demon Lords. Show me that
Show me
green war
Shoto.
criminal. Yep,
Yeah.
there he is.
Demon Lords is having a great month. It won in North America with Carta Magica when Tessera went on his, as he described it, imperialist miracle run.
Yeah.
But like
I think all the Imperials just ended like in the X1 bracket like very quickly.
Yeah. All it takes is just like one bad game to then suddenly I hope the Imperials all eat each other, like game plan to exist.
What's the mother control list? Is it like Black Hybrid or?
It's Black Hybrid. It is currently the highest placing one, but this is
Digimon.
It's a little slower than some of the other ones that we've seen. So Mother Control has a couple permutations, but one thing that's neat about this one is that it really is like this is swing your 4s, evolve into a protected 5, and threaten a Blast Digivolve. Like that has thus far been like the more successful way to build the deck, as opposed to playing like more like weird packagey stuff that uses like the Mind Link Tamers to synergize and things. Like,
interesting.
There's no cyborg stuff in here.
It does play the
Marvin, for
Satsuki.
example. It does play the Satsuki, that's true. But it's in terms of like some of the other ones that we've seen, like it is not, for example, playing anything that you can use. Like there's no X antibody stuff for Yu Shulin to like to Alliance using. So like there are some parts of this where it's weird.
There's like the GFG Tyler, when we look at Carta Magica, like his list was based off of like a similar principle. Like the main things with this deck is that like you're playing for effectively like a burst win condition where like you are looking to chip twice at some point, and then you're gonna build up enough memory to go into a quartz turn where you're effectively bartering for 3. Like that's basically like how the deck works, and Digimon plays kind of like a big role because you have like a good amount of like Digimon targets.
A ton, yeah.
Yeah, like you can play the Rapid Mon, so you're getting like the Digivolves. And a protected 5.
Every hybrid too, including
like all the hybrids.
With the on play.
The Mame is like the Digimon is like, I think there's now enough good cards for you to play off of Digimon, and you
could even play Paladin mode.
Yeah, you can play Paladin. Yeah, that's the main thing, right? So, unironically, there was a theoretical deck that used the Pangea as like a 5, and the idea would be that like you go GG on top of the Pangeamon, and then you play out the Paladin for free, and then it would gain rush off the Pangea. Yeah. That's like a concept that like could theoretically happen, but like the black base right now is just a bit better. And you see like the removal options are also like Trident Arm Heavens and like Giant Missile if you want.
Yeah.
But
this list is actually on fewer of them. It feels like this actually has
you don't need a ton.
It's like a proactive game plan. I've seen some in like the Netherlands regionals, the Netherlands locals. Shout out to PXP Entertainment. They've been killing it. I've been seeing Mother Control there, where it's like, it is setcon. Like you're building 4 Mother Ds and you're playing for a 101 game count every single round, all the way till finals.
It's almost like old Craniumon Control. Like it's a very old school game plan.
I dig the 4 Sukas, by the way, though.
Well, this is something that isn't like Marcio mentioned Tyler from Gaia Force, who did also top with this like same
Black
kind of
Hybrid,
shell.
Yeah, was it top 16 or was it top 8? I can't remember.
I think he got top 16. I'm pretty sure this is the highest placing one. But the thing that's in this that isn't in Tyler's is the Shakumon. So like I was saying before, it's like a lot of a lot of the emphasis in this kind of list is like make a protected 5 and then be like, you're going to play around the aces wrong. What I would love to know from people who like, if you see this and you want to get in the comments, let us know. What's up with the no Mega Gargos? Because I always understood this as like Mega Gargo is both the Mind Link support because he's the machine that you can use with Marvin, and he's your ace target for these protected.
This list is not playing.
Yeah,
Marvin,
this
right?
isn't on Marvin.
That's what I'm saying. So like, where's the to what extent is it better to just play the Satskis and have the +1 memory start a turn versus giving your stuff Mind Link support? Like I think it's an interesting thing because you've seen some of these lists go both ways.
Well,
I think as long as you're playing like Vike, GG, like Quartz, Pally, your damage output is like going to be pretty good no matter what.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think instead of going for like the Mind Link stuff is really just to give you back the Tamer source. Like you can see he's on like 8 black hybrids, and then the Cherubimon Ace can play basically everything on the top row. So I feel like the Mind Link is like completely not something you give a shit about. It's just like, hey, this Tamer's gonna come back out from my black hybrid at the end of like you're getting old Beowulfmon every single turn as opposed to caring about any of the inherits that the Mind Link actually does, because like you're actually playing a proactive game plan. I
do really, really, really like the Cherubimon to spawn Sukamon. I think that's pretty sweet.
The other thing is that like this list doesn't have like the Edamon, and I think like that's like Edamon is like pretty good as like a 5 to sit on, because it does like sort of like 2 functions in this deck where like you're still creating like taunt setups into aces, but it's also the fact that like you're reducing the DP to let like your mothered effectively like kill whatever the opponent is. Yeah, you're just delaying removing the card, but you're still controlling using like a big beat stick just defensively.
It's cool because also like the Mamemon facilitates giving blocker to, because one thing that's of note is like we're not on too much restand tie. Like there's no Laplace at all. Like your only taunt is the one-off Trident, so like you really are just fighting for board without like forcing it, which is interesting.
Yeah, the Sephiroth as well.
Yeah, so like you've got like 5 instances of taunt as opposed to some of the higher counts of taunt that we've seen floating around in this meta, and it seems like the idea is like until you get your Shotos, float Mames and kind of just like swarm. Death X cannot hurt you, it is not real.
Ain't that the truth?
And then like Rapid Bot is also like kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Meta Control is a fun little jigsaw puzzle of cards that I don't think Bandai ever saw coming, so kudos to the players. I think that's probably a lot of the unique stuff from this one. I want to try and keep us moving along so we can talk about some other stuff.
Do you want to do Carta Magica first, or do you want to do today?
I think.
Did we have Carta Magica?
Yeah, that was last weekend. It was
that one.
It's the thing I want to talk about is Galaxy Loop getting second. But we could probably we should still start with Demon Lords.
We spoke about Demon Lords last week because we did talk about Tessera last week.
We didn't do the pod last week.
Or the week before. We did talk about Tessera last time.
No, this was last weekend. That's what I'm saying.
Never mind, I'm tripping.
Yeah, we have not covered this yet on the show. We might have talked about it on the channel. It's
just Demon Lords.
Yeah, it's Demon Lords. The upper like thing in this that I thought was like, oh wow, this is something that like Tessera has brought to like push the experiment a little further.
Yes,
the Karada. The Karada is really neat. So Karada constant basically cycle. In this, it constant cycle, and it represents 1 extra pop for your Belphemon plays.
Yeah.
So like it sort of just means that like in a lot of your like if you've ever played the mirror and you know how bad Biting Crush is for this mirror match where it turns it into a degenerate little game of dominoes, having a Karada in there so at the end of your opponent's turn you can start the who triggers all of their Descent of the Demon Lords like chains off and off and off, having something that does it for 0 instead of needing to commit one of the Demon Lords to pop their Demon Lord, this makes a big deal. And then like Percy said, it's just really great cycle.
Because sometimes like people just like won't be playing into your Digimon Emperors. Like you're just not profiting off of the Digimon Emperor, so you'd rather just like have a draw one pitch one like on your own, which means like you can be like more selective with certain cards. But yeah, I mean he's
also only playing 7th Lightning as far as the Demon Lord options go, which I obviously is the one that
Biting's not tagged.
Yes, but Biting's not tagged.
Oh, I see what
this
you're saying.
Like in terms of the ones that like get stuck, it's obviously your 4 Demon Lord option, like your 4 Demon Lord Purge, and then instead of some stuff that like people have been experimenting with, like the what's it called, Fascination, 7th Fascination,
or
like 7th Full Cluster.
Those have gone the way of just more consistency. There's way more boosts. There's the Karada for cycle.
There's no
and
Barba.
Of course, lightning. There is no Barba. Barba finally did get dropped.
Yeah,
so.
but you know what there are?
EX8 for my
5
Barba guys.
crocodiles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing with Demon Lords. I think like now with Shoto that gets to play at a pace that is more like I don't need to make up with like I don't need to make up my deck with like bad cards. I can just like chill.
Even your Beelzemons have blocker now.
Yeah, which is like good and bad because like if you block with your guys, like they don't float because they're being destroyed by battle.
Yeah.
But it means that like you're not getting rushed by things that are not like exactly like blue armor. Like blue armor decks. Oh, sorry, decks that are not like blue armor don't have like accessible removal at like, you know, an action that costs 2.
Yeah. The first time I saw somebody block with a sleep mode to stop the Paliodramon rush down, I was like, oh man, that is kind of real.
Yeah,
so,
that's good stuff.
Yeah, kudos to Tessero. It's his first regional win.
Yeah.
I would love to talk about Galaxy.
We can have a look at Galaxy.
It's a cool list. There's some stuff in here that's not. If you guys have seen the primer, there's some stuff in here that's not exactly textbook, like we described it. But I do want to point out that we almost exactly called the level 6 ratio, so I feel pretty good about that.
Yep.
So if you guys don't know, you can be a channel member today and check out Andrew and I. We did a deck primer on like the Galaxy Toolbox, which this is being called like Galaxy Mirage, which is probably realistically a fair title for it. If they hit Mirage, this deck is just going to play 4 Hexablow instead.
Yeah, one thing that's really annoying is it is called Galaxy, but do you know what it's not called? Galaxy, as far as YouTube analytics are concerned. Those videos are so hard to like actually title correctly when there's gameplay because they flop if you put Galaxy LFNC. So, you know, the community has to come up with something and actually type it into the search bar like 500 times. Please.
Would be nice. But yeah, I want to go over a couple things. If you're not familiar, basically the deck is a memory printing tempo pile that produces really unfair level 6 tempo. So it's like you swing for 3 checks with Apollomon, you use the Tamer or your level 3 inherits to revert it back into either Hexabloumon or Mirage, and you kind of stall and wall your opponent for a turn. Usually stealing 1 turn's worth of tempo is enough for you to win the game. So it's a cool variant on a lot of the like blue unsuspend swing a million times. There's Huang Kunmons in here. There's Mirage Gaugamon, or sorry, Mach Gaumons in here. But it has all of the toolbox like Fang Night Claw stuff, and it draws a million cards. So if you've been wanting to play something different, check the deck primer out. Channel numbers, what is it, champion tier and above? So $5.99. Get in there. This deck has a tight Dex Dorgoromon matchup. So if your locals is full of those, give that a go.
The Agu is interesting because as you start to toolbox out of like the traditional stuff, it gets less and less real value because you're not seeing as many Light Fang Nightclaw pieces. It only finds 2 colors and all of your tech options are monocolor. So like the Agumon is a really interesting one because we didn't think it was going to show up that much because like legitimately the more you flex, the less it gets value. The Madoki Betamon is crazy though because obviously you're on red eggs, so it's not like it can evolve. So you are committing that to board. But
Fish spits it out. It's fine.
Yeah, like we did talk about like all the floodgates that you could run, but we mostly spoke about like the red floodgates because they're going to be going over your primary egg because nobody's running Moonmon. But it's really interesting. They're like, no, Madoki Betamon.
Yeah, I was for sure it would be Solarmon.
Yeah.
So congrats to the homies.
I think as somebody that like who's only played against the deck, I think like the importance of the Madoki is that it gives you. I think this deck lacks a certain number of like passive plays because like a lot of people tend to like not evolve to level 4 in the back. Like they're sort of like obsessed with doing everything from like level 3, which just kind of seems incorrect. Like I think a lot of your best plays are like you're pushing out a level 4 and then you're printing like a ton of memory that way. But it's the fact that like the Madoki gives you something to passively do, and then like all of your 4s can convert off of a Madoki that's like now on the board. Like the Gao, for example.
Yeah.
And like the Agumon, like when I've played against people that were like on the Uko, it just felt like a lot of the times they were just like skipping their own turn by 1 to resolve an Uko.
Yeah.
And you'd rather just have like the emergency, like, oh, I slam this for 3 to search, or I just have like, oh, I just put this in the back and then put a 4 on top of it, and it just feels better.
Yeah. That is one of the things. Obviously, you would need the tamer for that, but we've trimmed the fat. You only run the 4 that you find. I do like the Full Metal Blaze though. I think being able to double remove floodgates and then sometimes smoke a big guy is pretty cool.
It outs the partitions as well. That's like one of the big things for this card. So you like pop it with the Apollo damage. The thingy is just sat there, and then you bounce the 2 partition fours.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Fan.
Yeah, really, really good stuff to Brody Eastwood there. For their second place, being sandwiched between 2 7-demon lords.
And then I guess we could look at like there's the Dan Vang Imperialist. I think it's like the 6th place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say if we talk about one Imperialist, we got to talk about his because he's Mr. Imperial.
Promo Wormon.
Promo Vemon,
Fall from
Promo
Trash
Wormon.
Worm. Only 6 Pyldras, which is like no, is it 6 or 7?
It's 6.
6 Pyldras. He's playing.
That's a little bit sketchy.
16, 2 of the ST.
Hexablast's crazy though.
But it does play the Hexablow, the Hammer Spark, and the Gigadeath instead of playing something like the polymerization option.
Searchable Gigadeath.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I thought this was interesting because it was like a lot of this to me as a guy who only plays Imperial on the sim is I don't understand how you ever get big enough to out Mother Control.
And that's where the Hexablow comes in.
Yeah,
you just swing over it.
Ice Clad, I suppose.
Yeah, like the Ice Clad you're not getting piercing, but like
they will run out of
they'll run out of others
first. And bot decking Shoto is amazing.
And also like you have like the fighter mode to lock Shoto, so like they need to show you like double Shoto.
Yeah, that is true.
Also, when you source strip 18 cards off of your Davis and Ken and then sit a Hexaplow down on top of it, nothing's getting back up that many sources. So like the Hexaplow is nigh permanent unless they commit, a 7 cost option to get rid of it, which I think is pretty neat.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, it's a really cool concept.
Dan Vang's the guy for this deck. So if you guys have been looking for the Imperial hookup for the last bit of EX7, I think you could start with this.
One Palliace is crazy though.
It's crazy. I think one Palliace is correct. I think like it's like a mental trap that like you tell yourself that like, oh, I can resolve this to have an infinite deck and then like also like steal 3 memory. Realistically, if you're at a point where like you're stealing 3 memory, you're already winning the game. Like I feel like it just decreases your deck's consistency, where that card could convert into something that's like more efficient.
I can.
Well, yeah, but like for example, like you could play the Hammer Spark, you could play the Giga, you could play like a Flex Tamer, you could play the HPD poly option, something like that.
Makes sense.
That's how I see it.
It does feel like some of these Imperial lists are on the fewest number of Paladin modes, probably because they can find it the easiest out of all the other decks who probably need to see 2 in case they bot deck 1 or...
Yeah, you'd be finding 3 types.
Also means it's 1 less SP that they have to buy.
Big for the shopping list. Your card market account says thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's Dan Vang's Imperial. I feel like the rest. I mean, there was quite a lot of Imperials that topped the rest of Carta Magica. We've talked about Agaru already.
It's like it's a weird thing where like so you look at Latam and you see like a lot more Agaru, and then you look at it and it's a lot more Imperial. Yeah. And I think it's just like a region thing.
Yeah.
Well, it's interesting too because if you add the Imperial and Agaru in NA together, you get the Agaru that Latam has. So I think there are a sect of the North American blue players. Well, it's like there were 7 Agaru and it's 4 and 3 in North America. So it's like, if you add Mirage too, it's even more blue.
Yeah, I can't wait for Europe to just be like, yeah, it's half Agaru, half Mirage, and then there's like some Imperials. Like the Imperial is where Mirage is here, and it's just like that's our thing. We will continue to deal with this unsuspend blue dog.
Yep. Meanwhile, in the land down under, though, we had it completely differently. It was
classic Australia.
Yeah, purple, and they love those crocodiles down there, don't they? Those Australia Zoo crocodile experiences.
Well, Levy has been picking up like a lot. I think ever since Dallas, there has been like a converting Levy deck at like every tournament. The winner was actually Rusty.
Shout out.
The goat.
It's so weird that his name is not Rusty IRL.
Yeah. Also, as somebody who has been like keeping up with like the Levia movement, this is effectively like a near solved skeleton. I think there's maybe like 2 flex spots in the whole deck, but like your 48 is like locked in.
Yep.
Levia.
Good ass deck.
Yeah.
Crazy deck.
Do you think this deck has like? So my understanding is that a lot of what gives Levia the trouble is that interruptively Dex Doru can kind of mess it up. Is there? Like,
I have not tested that yet.
Do you think that there's like?
We have double chomp.
If one gets more popular, does it make the other one show up? Are we gonna have like a BT12 again, where like we just get the same two dudes in an arm wrestling contest every regional?
My understanding is that like Dex has other things to be worried about. That like by the time you would be facing a Dex player, like they have been in a fucking grinder against like the Sword Strip Dex and like the armor Dex and like all the other like decks that give them like a much harder time. I feel like Levia is like not the concern. Meanwhile, the Levia players, they're like, blue meta. That's awesome. Anyway.
Yeah.
Get dumped for 3 checks and then get dumped for 3 more.
The Levia players are trying to catch you at the end of the night.
Yeah.
On your walk home, you will go past an alleyway and it's a Levia in a trench coat like, yo, you want to play a card by effect?
What's the everybody hates Chris bit? It's like, hey little man, let me hold $1. And
yeah.
He's like, let me hold a memory.
Let me hold the Dorumon.
Yeah. He just like taxes you.
It's pretty good. But yeah, kudos to Rusty.
Wait, does Levia see the end of Mind Links?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. It plays a tamer by an effect.
Great. Good time. So like all the black hybrid decks, they'll go, I will now play my Satsuki, and you go,
I'm gonna get out of my Digimon shaped car. I'm like,
the worst.
Sorry,
the
bro.
worst
Keep the keys in the ignition.
The stupid part is that you can like, the only thing that the black base is vulnerable to is delete, right? So it's like, you pop them once and then they mind link ending and then they die to the 7th lightning and you're trash.
I will say for what's worth, Leviamon actually has a good time against purple base Gora because the purple base Gora, a lot of their plays rely on you going like end of turn, play out the AG to get that extra memory from the Doru, and that's when you catch them with the Levia stuff.
Yeah, it's a banger.
This list is teched out.
This list is basically like what I would call like the llama skeleton. Where it's playing like none of the promo and it plays like the Daiken and the Sorujos instead. And like this list effectively like build off of that skeleton where like instead of playing like Shuyu Liz, it's just playing the Zubagons for more efficiency. And the idea is that like because you're playing the dual color tamer, you have more copies of like your star deck Magna because like you genuinely don't care, like you're using the VMons as like a way to fuel the star deck Magna, and then like you have like sort of like your secondary stack that's like your Magna X. That's why like if you look at the level 4 ratio, it's like on the thinner side. Yeah. You have like what 10 level 4s, which is low, not a lot. Yeah, it's like pretty low because like you just want to convert into Magna X and then use the Daiken to fuel into like the star deck Magna, for example, or whatever. And then Primogenitor, Blinding Rain to like Paladin, and you just go, okay, I now have an unaffected Paladin Ace, and like you just OTK.
Yeah.
Do you guys, I was talking about this with a homie. You guys think there's ever a case for the fact that the best card in the Terriermon Not Monster deck is a Vmon card?
It's crazy.
It's like that and Mega Gargo are like pretty neck and neck in terms of which cards have been doing well.
I have like a personal like affinity for the Magna because like this Magna got me a top, like it got me a Blitz Omni, so like I love this card. It's like one of the most fun like armors of all time.
I like the Magnamon because he does removal. I was screaming from the hills, bro. I was screaming from the hills, like let my Magnamon do something that isn't hit a guy. Yeah. Like I beg. And yeah, it's pretty cool. I guess like this also eats from the top, and I mean now that it's like out there, Sorujo, pretty good in Gora. Really flips that matchup from 90-10 unwinnable to very much doable.
It becomes like I will not spoil like interactions, but
good card.
You better know how to play around Sorujo.
Yeah, we will say not much else about it. In fact, as soon as I scrolled and saw that this card was there, I was like, oh, well.
I think the Congo is also important. Like, I think Armor just has to inherently respect Ancient Garuru.
Aces are also kind of pretty funny.
Yeah.
Like, Aces are just getting stuck under Congo for no reason. It's pretty great.
So I think Congo is like a pretty good mix. I quite like this list. It plays like sort of like the Spellslinger route. I think the other neat thing is the plugin. Yes. The plugin is also really cool.
It's one of those things that you talk to some players, like if you don't actually have someone at your locals testing Mother Control, like Tom has been playing real decks, unfortunately, instead of giving everyone their government mandated Mother Control stuff. So every time I ask someone, I was like, what's the plan for Mother Control? And like dodge them for 7 rounds. I'm like, word.
It's weird, right? Because like my perception of Mother Control is that like I'm the only tournament that I'm gonna have to like fear it is in a best of 1, and like that deck just like likes to grind, and if anything,
yeah,
like
I don't think it's well positioned in best of 1. I've played a good bit of it online, and I don't think it's gonna do it as good.
Yeah, in best of 1s, I just don't see, like it has a kill clock, but it's a kill clock that relies on like a long game scenario. Like the Mother Control deck is a deck that will like win game 1 with like 5 minutes left or like 10 minutes left.
I do think Marcio and I have talked about this as well. It's like one of the things, you remember when we were talking about Gaiumon on the pod?
Yes, that's the other thing. I wasn't gonna say anything.
No, well, no,
I was keeping my mouth shut.
It's so there's layers to this, right? Like one of the things that comes up with Mother Control, this is true for Digimon Control. I think SetCon has poisoned a lot of people's understanding of control in Digimon, and that like you should be building your control decks towards your win moment, right? The moment where you've exhausted your opponent's ability to play against what you're doing, so that your control deck can out its line.
You have like a very clear window where it's like, oh, this is the turn where I win, right?
Yep.
And like the Mother Control deck, it's a control deck, but it wins. Like it doesn't fatigue you or like take you to time. It has a window where it's like, I'm going to do my push and win.
Yeah, it's like if Craniumon Control from BT5 meets Yellow Hybrid from BT7, where it like has 8 dudes who alternate into hybrids on one turn and kill you.
Yeah, the most frustrating bit about the Mothercon stuff as well is if it's built properly and they're actually swinging is those mothers can't swing. So there's no instance where they overcommit and go, bro, I didn't think about this and now I lose. It's your 4 towers will sit there and go, oh, I didn't kill you. Right. Guess what? The game plan has not changed.
It has a real like safety net between like the Shoto, the Mame, and like the ties.
Yeah, the double blocker ties and
it's
stuff.
Like people think, oh it's like the 15k affected blocker. A lot of the times it's 17.
Yeah.
Like 17 is like the bare minimum number that you have to like account for.
Some decks I saw are actually playing the like all turns your black Digimon are 1k bigger. Sorry, opponent's turn as well. So like there are trading points where it's like you can build for what you think you need to be able to attack unsuspended to beat. And then you're still going to get folded. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of stuff. But yeah, do some digging. Look into Gaiumon.
Me and Tom are like, like
if I had my cards, I'd be playing this deck with that list. I sincerely believe that.
Surely you could ask enough people and collectively.
Who has 4 spare protoforms right now, Andrew? Let's be real.
Okay, Marcio no longer has 4 spare protoforms.
I lent mine to a friend.
Mine was sold when I found out they were £20.
Yeah, his list is cooler than mine, so I'd rather see his list with protoforms than I'll play something else. I'll play the top 9 here in Australia, which is much more fun for me. But yeah, that's. I think we talked a lot about Mother Control. Do we want to talk about Fenrir? Fenrir got 3rd here this weekend in Australia, or do we want to take an honorable meta manipulating angle and skip talking about Fenrir?
No, we can talk about Fenrir. It made the podium, just barely.
Yeah. One thing
it came last on the podium if you think about it. It's all about perspective, really.
One thing I think is funny.
Biggest hater.
Yeah, is the
Skull Bellucci.
Yeah, Skull Bellucci really took a while to pick up in Japan, and here it hit the ground running. So I think this deck in EX7 is like a really cool case study on how our English format is different because other people have played the cards before we get them. So like when we get to unification, like how often is stuff like that going to happen? I bet a lot. I think unification is going to mean that there's just more.
I think we're going to see some like crackhead lists because people are just going to put like they are going to throw shit at a wall, and on the day it's going to stick, and people are going to be, someone's going to resolve something, and somebody's going to pick up the card and go, "It does what now?"
I think the biggest buff that Fenrir will get is the Grape boost. I think like the one deck that gets to actually use the Grape boost is this deck because like
I don't even think they're on Grape anymore. They've already optimized.
Andrew, I figured this out recently. You know why they ran Grape and not? We had this conversation, Marcio, offline.
Oh, is Grape the new?
Oh no, so it's the difference is that Grape is findable off of training and the other one isn't because it's not purple off reveal.
But the Grape also finds your Kazuchi.
Yes.
You can play the yellow purple one to find Kazuchi as well, but it's only yellow. It's not. You can find Grape off of training. You can't find Sepia or what is it called?
Yeah,
Pink, you can't find
Amethyst,
pink
right?
lemonade memory boost.
Sure.
I think it's amethyst.
The Master one, yeah.
So
But
the reason
thing
the
is,
grapes the use is because you can find off.
the thing is that the grape one is also like purple. So like you get to I guess it doesn't matter, right? Because the yellow one also is treated.
It literally only the text on those cards is you can have its color requirement fulfilled by other color, but in terms of searchability, it does need to be a purple card to be found by a purple training. Yeah. So that's why the grape one is the like optimal one.
The other thing with this deck now is like if you notice like the Daruga, effectively what you get to do now is like you get to swing out a 4. And then, well, first you taunt something, right? So even if you don't on TK, you're then like clearing something. But you get to now, like, you put a Dex Daruga in trash, you swing up 4, which is like typically the deck can do like 5 damage effectively, because like you between Alliancing, Burning 2, you can empty the opponent's security, but the deck sometimes like struggles to like OTK. With the Dex Daruga, you like swing a 4. If it's a security that you die to, you just X Evo from trash. And then
it's never hitting security though, because if you're taunting, then you're colliding as well.
No. I'm saying like on
an empty board.
Oh, okay.
Like, if there's a chip that's safe.
Yeah. Like you can.
It doesn't matter
obviously.
If it's sideways while you climb if it ends on a DNA anyway, does it? It's essentially like a faux jamming body midway through the combo.
It's like a fake jamming body. Like you swing at 4, attempt to die, evolving to the 4+, and then like you still go up your chain and then do the rest of your combo, and you get to like consistently OTK that way. But I think like not playing any delay cards like trainings and stuff feels a little bit sus.
Yeah, this list that got third is on 4 Analog Youth, 2 Demon Wolf Castle, and 1 Mist Mem. And Mist Mem does pick up more and more as the formats have gone on. Like if you look at the like last bit of the BT18 results, where like Takemiko was like a big meta threat. There's typically like 3 to 4 Mist Mem boosts and stuff like that. So I understand. I just think maybe a little preemptive for our format. But I didn't get third at the TAC Regional, so what the heck do I know?
Yeah, I do like Takemikazuchi for what it's worth. I hate BT14.
That card is sick. I love that it does 2 security damage and your opponent has to hold that L.
They could have just, I don't know. I think it's stupid, and I still like BT14.
No, I think
Fenrir more.
BT14 getting the reprint, cringe.
I'm all about BT14 Fenrir when they give me an inherit that means it has Ragnarlord, doesn't activate stuff in security. Then I'm in. My guy Takamika, when he tells Setcon to go home, that's my guy.
Yeah, it tells you to like go kick rocks.
Yeah, exactly. Go eat rocks.
Anyway.
We don't have to talk about Omnimon on the show.
We can cover if you want.
Wait, why does it say Leviamon brackets Lilith?
Oh, it's like a
it's like a Thamada FGC list. It's almost like somebody's been tournamenting this whole time.
you basically just like you have the Levia package, but you also have like a Lilith package, and you have the Anubis, so you can just like flex between like what level 6 you want.
How many 6s is that? It's 1 Merva, 1 Anubis, 4 Liliths total, 5 Levias. It's like 11 level 6s or like 9 level 6s, excuse me. Very good. I'm a big fan. It's like
typically I would say like a deck like this feels a bit bricky, but the thing that you have is like you have Ogre Gobbly Lady Devi, so you effectively have like a 1-cost level 5 Evo, which is like kind of disgusting. Like decks like the Levia deck will typically want to raise at like level 3 because like it's just more value. Like there are certain lines where you raise at 4, but raising at 3 is like typically where you go for, because like you want to proc like your draw and pitch ones. But this you can like comfortably go like Gobbly Ogre, and then like your level 5 is going to be like your like double Hammer Spark.
Do we want to talk about the elephant in the room, which is
Damemon's highest placement?
It is essentially a Ginkaku promote if you play it off Merva.
Yeah.
So I understand the vision.
It also gives you a blocker ESS, which is like kind of relevant against the armor decks.
The card that's maybe the most meta noteworthy here in this list is Black Gato Uber. It really was the star of the like Lugamon show in BT15.
Yeah.
And so seeing the format kind of pivot back towards that suggests that there's still somewhere, if EX7 was going to go on longer and wasn't pre-release, I think pre-release for 2.0 starts like the last week of October. It's like the 25th or something like that. So if this format was going to go on longer, I think the Black Gato converting and doing well is probably a a bit of writing on the wall for this format has more than it's currently showing us.
It does a lot. Like the Gato's like good into like Takemika, good into something like Demon Lords, because like you can constantly like loop it and put their key pieces into like the bottom of their deck.
Yeah, just keep taking your Gudos out.
Yeah, you just like you just loop it. Anything that's like I need a specific piece in the trash, it's like super disruptive. Like obviously into like Levia, right? Like
it was the card for Levia.
Yeah.
But I think it makes a lot of sense in like a Lilith shell.
Yeah, so
I need to have a look at like
I don't
think I would ever play Lilith, but it's good to like.
It is really funny that like Beelzemon was like that. Oh, you're playing a Demon Lord and you can't figure out where to find your like lethal damage. Just put X antibody and Beelzemon X in there, and he'll figure it out for you. Now it's just Crocodile probably fixes the problem.
This one's not even playing Biting Crush. Like it just the ability to have him in the trash so that something somewhere can become Levia X is that good.
It's pretty good.
What a card!
Is a crazy.
It's almost like 3 dudes on the internet suggested that Levia X might be a card that ranks among Purple's best cards of all time. And if you were so interested in learning more, you could check out a video if you're a channel member.
I think it's like it's like Shine getting 16th is kind of poetic, but we can have a look at the Omni list too.
Yeah, we can make it a quick one.
Yeah, the Omni list. I mean, I'll give you guys my 2 cents on this really quick as somebody who's tested this a ton. So
the Mad's good.
Yeah, so congratulations to Alexandra Duro Shepard for playing Aminmon. Big fan of the typo on the deck profile.
Big ups Armin. He was my favorite. He was my favorite Attack on Titan character.
Fix the typo.
So there's a couple things in this list that are interesting. I would say the most notable playstyle difference in this is for Ukomon. It is not something that converted super well in Japan and has mixed results here. The highest placing Omnimon list thus far, I believe, was in Spain. One of the like Madrid dudes, the Olympus 12 guys. Shouts to Digimon TCG SP. You guys are real ones for the news. One of those dudes topped with it. It was a blue card list. Yeah, which was funny. But the difference with the Ukomon stuff is it sacrifices its ability to like end of turn DNA really consistently when you need to for just like I will find my cards. And in this case they are using that like raw tamer search to find extra copies of BT5 tie-in mat. It is just your turn Omnimon's gain a security attack, which does change your lethal line. Basically means you can go from your Omnimon lethal being like with no checks.
It's a turn earlier.
Yeah, your lethal comes a turn earlier, and if you've chipped them, you can kill them in 1 turn. So,
I guess what's also cool as well is like in theory, if they're playing a big boy on board, like
it's a great comeback card.
Yep. The other thing that's crazy is it's less popular than I would say a lot of the duo tamers have been, but it does see some use outside of playing the EX4 Mat and Tie, which is just BT15 Mat. He's essentially like a sort of memory boost every time you search, which is interesting. He does work with the Agumons and things like that. But he bot decks all your Greymon cards. So in the world where you're finding him off of Ukomons and using that to just sort of get incremental memory extension, it's pretty good. It's another color source so that your much needed copies of Mega Knight work out better. But there's a lot of permutations. The last time we talked about an Oceania event with an Omnimon in it, they were playing Keenan Crier to beat Imperial. So the deck has a lot of legs. It's a very defined like core of cards, and you can kind of build it and customize it the way you want. So big fan.
It's like the quiz of like tier like 1.5 decks. This is like a tier deck that like you need to know how to like play out of it. Oh look, Patamon.
Yeah, Shine base with yellow and Patamon. Wow. Almost like, again, 3 dudes on the internet were talking about this about a month ago.
Yeah, I mean, this list doesn't super, like, deviate from, like, what we haven't covered. It's just, instead of committing to the 4 Pata, it just plays the Pata as, like, an additional engine. But I'm curious to see, like, how many delay cards they're playing.
One thing is also...
just 3 physical training. They're playing more tamers than other lists, though.
2-cost Geogreymon does mean that, like, if this whiffs, you aren't playing, like, a criminal amount of memory to just play the rest of the line, which is nice.
No, 4, 2, 3. Yeah, this is, like, this is as much space as you have to fit everything. I think this list... I mean, you know, they still got top 16 regardless of their overall record. But one of the things that I would say that probably like gatekept this list from maybe doing a bit more, I think, is like the ruin mode is typically unneeded. You don't super need the ruin mode. Like you're already, if you're in a winning board state, a lot of times you're probably killing. And like if you clear a full board, like you can play for board early on. the ruin mode, I don't think it's not necessarily like win more, but it's like very specific and it can just contribute to like dead hands. I'd much rather see like another delay card or like padding out like a more important level.
Best mode ace.
One of the things I think,
or the option, or like the delay option, and ironically,
one of the things that's really interesting about Shine as like a deck design space problem is that like ruin mode, it evolves for 4 over a Shine Greymon.
Yeah.
But like Marcus means you evolve for nothing. So there are permutations where it's like if they ever give this deck level 6 aces that could be slammed for cheap, this deck can produce ruin mode locks out of nowhere. So like one of the things that's really interesting is like I think going forward we'll see a lot more of it, especially when December comes around and we have really cheap ruin mode reprints that people will be able to get their hands on. I think everybody's gonna have a different perspective on Shine Greymon come December. That's my 2 cents. But I'm glad to see Shine do well. If you guys have seen the show, we all think that BT17 Marcus is like a crazy Yu-Gi-Oh combo card.
It's great.
It's sick. It's so cool. So glad to see the deck do well, and also maybe they should have gotten Patamon as well.
It's a tamer that like enables your other tamers, which is like insane. It feels like it's like the only, not like the only, but it feels like it's the best tamer that you can play once you already have like other tamers established. Like the previous turn, you're less reliant on like the BT12 Marcus or the BT13 like Agumon.
Mm-hmm.
Is it 13? Yeah, the one that makes Marcus.
That spawned Marcus as
the one that makes Marcus a guy. Like you just.
That's also getting reprinted, by the way.
You're less reliant on those cards because like if that's like your only rookie and you just have to evolve it, right? And it's being able to like play a tamer halfway through your combo and you go, okay, now this tamer is going to make my other tamer being able to swing. It also opens up like tons of like burst mode lines where you can kill from like force security by just like having multiple Marcuses are able to attack. It's super, super cool. I'm a big fan of that card. The problem with Shine, though, is that like it just has to swing tamer sometimes, and that just plays into aces a little bit too much.
Yeah, it's becoming fair deck, guys. And
yeah, it's becoming a fair deck. It is skill expressive, but it's a fair deck.
Fair deck that also still does have that problem of having that impossible matchup against. Well, I mean, it's actually probably getting better now. The Galaxy.
No, you're cooked against Hexablau. I don't know how you.
Oh yeah, Hexablau is just Diana again.
Yeah,
so
it's
yeah,
just
never
unplayable.
Diana at least felt like you were doing something every turn. Like I put the floodgate back down. Hexablau was just there every time.
It's even worse against the hybrid stuff in 18 because if Hexablau annoys you now, wait till it evolves off of a Tommy Hemi at the start of the turn. And then like there's just nothing you can do. It's like Daipen Hexablau for nada. It's stupid. Yeah, I would say that's a pretty good recap. We did that in a cheeky hour 15. You guys want to look at some cards really quick for the last little bit of the pod, or
always?
Do we want to do some set review? Or do we want to talk? There's Highlander news. Highlander is finally coming to the West. We can talk about some decks that are pretty good in Highlander. I've been going through Digimon CG Guide to collect some previous results.
Off the top of my head, like Highlander is like Bugs looks decent.
Purple is good.
I'm very hyped for Highlander. It's my favorite of the EX formats.
It's like purple is good, like whatever. Like purple just becomes like you play like one of every card that is like remotely playable, and you will land on like a game plan. Like you play like Ginkaku and Anubis and unironically Tidamon and Skull Mammoth and like a bunch of
good stuff.
Like Merva, like you go wide, you go tall, you have like everything, right?
Yeah, I saw Black was pretty good as well for it. But the problem with Highlander is the deck lists, when people are labbing stuff and sharing lists, it is so unreadable.
Yeah, it's super unreadable.
I have been going through and getting like East complains about it in all his videos, which is like the glary ass card shop photos. But he's right, like it is awful.
It's not even that. Even when it's text based, I'm like, this is 50 cards. This is just 50 cards in a row in a list.
Yeah.
And I'm supposed to pass this. What?
Yeah, there's a bunch of funny stuff. You guys have already mentioned like the color archetype things. One of the decks that like in terms of this, there are like 3 decks that won a lot of Highlander events in terms of
X Antibody is one of them, like Black X Antibody.
Yeah, so either that being like a Greymon base or a Dorumon base. Those are like the 2 like ones that were super popular. There is the security control variant, like Yellow Angels Setcon is a super popular Highlander deck. They basically play literally every yellow ace, purple ace, all the angels and stuff. I've got a list I can share with you guys here in the pod chat so we can cover it up on the stream.
I would guess like plants is like pretty playable.
Yeah, plants plus like a green pile. The other green deck, like for the green homies who just want to play something that's like, oh, I've been waiting for my cards to do well, is like a Cherubimon pile. So like all the like Terriermon, Lopmon stuff, plus like Cherubimon to spawn level 4 green guys. That deck did pretty well.
You have enough, like even the bad cards that are still better. Like they're a bit more power crept, but they're still pretty good.
But yeah, shoutouts to it's Ruli, one of the like kind of like chroniclers of the Brunei games event scene. It covers a lot of like Digimon stuff there. Helps keep the word out. So this was back in March when the Eastern format players had all their events. So like I said, SetCon super popular.
Blue unsuspend.
Blue with like fish, like the fish toolbox cards is super popular because like stun plus like aquatic cards is like a very popular archetype.
Oh,
and then all of the like Dark Masters.
Yeah.
Yes, and then the last deck that is like overwhelmingly popular, that I definitely will be playing as a spoiler, is Deva's Dark Masters. The like fake Megazoo for the fake format is just play all your Devas and you play all your Dark Masters plus their 6s and 5s, and that is like your engine. It won quite a few events, so
that is very silly.
Big fan. There's also there's stuff like armors. There's stuff like
bugs.
Bugs is popular. One of the ones I thought was neat was the like I've already mentioned the Angels is popular. There's also like Rogwellmon, like using like yellow, purple plus the. There's also the security control versions where you play every security level 4 in the game. That one always gets me.
That's really funny, actually.
I'm gonna guess that like I had the deck on the tip of my tongue and then I forgot.
But yeah,
what's
that
something?
Very good.
What was it?
What color
I literally. There's no way.
We're so sad. We're that hyped for Highlander that it got Marcio. He's messed up early.
Are the cross decks good? That's like
that's what I was gonna say.
It
cross art, like unique ID cross art probably has like enough cards.
Yeah, if you find your Digicross, it's not that you're gonna have a hard time finding the robots. It's that you're not gonna have Rush.
Are you sure? There's a lot of shout.
We won't have that many shout ones yet.
Oh right, yeah, because we're getting this.
We'll be waiting probably for 2.5.
Yeah, I was gonna say in like Asia where they've got like 2.5. I was gonna say like you've got
you have to
Omni shout. Like you've got like 5 cards that say Rush on them.
Yeah.
Worst case, you're just
not us though.
Not us. No.
That's probably like enough like Imperial cards for you to put together like a cocktail of like.
Oh yeah, dude. I've seen like
starter
Vmon,
deck Dino B probably makes the cut.
Vmon Wormmon Armor Hybrid is like a fun deck I've seen a couple times. It's very quirky. But yeah, if you guys don't know and you want to get the jump on everything, one of the best packages, like there are 4 cards that saw play in basically every list that wasn't Black Hicks Antibody, which is Promo Ukomon, BT16 Ukomon, Promo Louis, BT16 Louis, and 1 copy of Big Ukomon. Yeah. These cards converted like crazy in that format.
Is that why you were asking about the Big Uko?
Yeah. I have no idea what you're talking about. And so for the sake of the live entertainment progress that we're putting on, I'll refuse to answer that question without a lawyer present.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Pick up your cards early. If you're on Card Market and you want to sell me one for less than it's worth, you know where I'm at.
It's not worth anything. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but I don't want to pay for shipping. Anyway, that's Highlander. It's super exciting. I expect it to be pretty different for us because they were basically playing it out of like the like shell of BT17, whereas we'll have BT18 cards. There's a lot of funny red hybrid cards now. There are a lot of red hybrid Digimon and a lot of red hybrid Tamers. So could be interesting to see how that goes. Shouts to Tommy and Zoe for joining the fold.
2.0, just like Rainbow Tamer.
Yeah, I can honestly see it. Very silly stuff.
I guess the Agunimon and stuff will come back, right? Like, it just evolves over any of them. You just play, I don't know, 2-cost red Tamer.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, big hype. If you guys have any Highlander exciting decks you're hoping to play, I know there's like machine copers who are like, oh yeah, trains and Machine Dramon and Chaosdramon. I hope you guys have fun. Good luck. I hope you find your Marvins. Yeah. Let's see what else we got. That's Highlander. What else was in the news this week? We've got.
There was like the Halloween reveals.
Oh, true.
Yeah, dude. Oh, and the Christmas reveals. I love.
Sorry,
it's
not
Joe and
Halloween,
the girls.
Yes, Christmas. I think
Oh
it's
my
like a,
god, we forgot about the unlimited format. That got announced.
I don't think
That's
I'm
only in
not-
China, though, right?
So far, the last time something got revealed over there, it came to us. So.
I'm not particularly interested in like not a fake format, but
Oh.
You
It's
just don't want to talk
surprising.
to Harry when he has to resolve 4 Doro Grays.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting one.
I think the choices of like the cards for the Christmas cards are like kind of weird. Like, okay, the Gato one makes sense because like the other Star Deck Gato already has an altar and this one doesn't have one at all. The Biyumon is like kind of rude. They
That
could have
card's
done
it's already got an alt too. Like it has the
No,
red
no, no,
border one.
It's more that it's Sora appropriation. Like,
Yes.
she does not
Oh,
own that
sure, but
Biomon.
it's not Akiho's Biomon.
Yes,
Yeah.
this is Aki's Biyumon.
Yeah, I can see it.
And they could have just done like the Warp Bio, which is technically Christie's, but like it would have been at least been like a playable BU. The Palmon is like decent because
It's
they could have
BT10.
done. They could have done. Yeah, no, this one makes sense in terms of like it's a true altar and not a bordered one.
Is it its first alt actually?
Yes, this
That's-
there because so far you had pre-release and you had green
2
border.
event packs, right?
Yeah, so like your blue. This is like I'm talking about like bloom aesthetics here.
Yeah.
But you either go like the green event pack route where you play like green Sunflow, green Palmon, or you go like the alt art route where you play like Mimi Palmon and Championship Sunflower.
Yeah. And then it's
the
Fish Joe.
Fish.
I'm so happy it's Fish Joe.
Yeah, it's probably it's not a bad pick, but it already had an alt art. This is like a more accessible alt art.
Yeah, I do feel bad because I gave my homie TommyNT my old Gomamon alts, and I was like, yeah, this is never getting more love down the line ever again. You may as well.
No, the
have
fish
these.
cards are insane.
And now it gets the new alt.
Honestly, like Fish is like a deck that we could do like a
I'd
bonus.
love to do a primer on, yeah.
Yeah, like a primer. You can get like me and Trix to do like a fish primer, and it'd be us butting heads over like 20 different cards. And
I want to
really
play
sick.
Zhang Peng. I want to play Aegistrong.
No, okay, yes, that's literally it. You got it right.
Yeah, no, I know.
I'm not gonna elaborate, but I'm Team Aegistromon, and I think that's like the only good. Okay, not the only good card, but it's like.
Remember
half of
this
the
energy.
appeal.
Remember this energy for when we talk about Deep
Yeah,
Savers.
yeah. Okay.
Aegis is in Deep Savers.
I almost got heated.
Yeah.
But
Tentomon
yeah,
was
that's-
last year. Tentomon, they put it on a bad Tentomon because they had no
Yeah, they put it
choice.
on
It was
they couldn't
such a bad
It is-
card that Marcio forgot it was in the game during a game show. If you missed when we did game shows, you should go find the Zenimon Zoom In, where I give Marcio the layup of the century, and he's like, I've never seen this card in my life.
That was
I
so
would-
funny. I bought Marcio those Tentomons when I got home from the holidays, and he literally forgot he already had a playset of those cards.
I mean, I have 2 playsets, which is sick. It'll be great on my Highlander deck.
Yeah, you disliked that card so much you forgot you owned 4.
I don't dislike it. It's just like it was like an in-between play style. Like
Yeah, that is very true. I wish I
but
had
yeah.
them handy. Shoutouts to the homie Ted mate, my guy Terrence.
Oh yeah, we're
He's
getting Terry
great.
some Christmas
Yeah,
presents.
him and Liam hooked me up with the like promo like Gatomons and Hawkmons that like continuously voice my little thing in my head that says build that deck. So now every time I see Gatomon, I'm like, man.
Oh, can
I had the money.
I say something? I'm
on.
really happy that we are having like playable. Okay, I loved the altar like cards in the promo packs, so like the local cards, but I love the fact that we're getting like new cards in promo packs again.
Oh, like the what's it called?
Jerry.
Or not plugins, devices and the Jerry.
Yeah,
and
like
stuff.
the devices, the Jerrys, the
big
purges.
agree.
Last pack, it was the like
Wanyamon and Minomon.
yeah, Wanya, Gotsu, Myotis X. I think
I miss
the
all
next,
of those. I miss
The
all of those. I gotta get mine.
I have like 17
We've got
of
so
everything.
many, don't worry.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I need to get some Wanyas and
The new pack is really cool because it's a Tyranno, the blue device.
Blue device.
Yes, so the new reveals are Tyrannomonics antibody, the
Oh,
blue
yes,
device,
China.
which is its Rook device, I think, or
Bishop.
Bishop
Yeah.
device, and that one
Bishop.
gives you like bounce immunity, which is cool.
I think it stuns something.
Or sorry, it bounces something out of security and gives you ice stun. Yes,
Yes,
yeah.
it's Crescent.
And
Pretty
then
much.
we got a new Nightmare Soldiers, what's he called? Dokunemon, the spider guy, and a Coelamon or Sealamon, depending on
For
if you're...
Deep Savers.
Yeah, for Deep Savers, which
And
is
it's
very exciting.
black, which is kind of weird.
I can't... Dude, it's immunity to Digivolve in a stack deck. It's going to be crazy.
It's going to be really good.
Big fan. I'm very excited for all the VPET decks. I've talked about it 900 times.
I'm glad we're doing that. I think like the VPET lines as like
so cool.
EX sets, it's like pretty sick.
And they also revealed that they're going to do the bordered again. So EX8 has, if you look at the like listing for EX8 on the website, the cards that have already been revealed have like a spot for like their all color border. Like
fuck me, dude.
Yeah, I know.
This is such a pain in the ass. I wish like your pack came with like every other pack was like a colored border or something.
Yeah, like BT11 had it where it was like you get a rare random card.
Yeah, fuck it, right? Replace one of the rares. I don't give a shit. Give me the colored bordered ones. It's so annoying because for Zeph, I need the egg and I need the level 4.
The 4 and the 5.
The 5 has it?
I'm pretty sure the 5 has it, yeah. Because
it's a rare. I thought it was only...
I thought it was an uncommon.
Yeah, it's like...
My bad. Yeah, he's right then.
And like, they're not expensive. It's just annoying that like I don't get them in mass.
Yeah, it's my anniversary next week, actually. Or sorry, 2 weeks away. But my partner hooked me up with some, what's it called? Nature Spirits. Shiny foil, so big fan.
Yeah, it does.
I got all my Gecko ones.
It is really funny to like hit into them. I pulled the Pixie. I think I gave it to Zill. It was just one of those, just like I forgot that people were building Nature Spirits, and it was just like I also forgot that this was like a random thing that can happen in a pack. Is like, oh, my pack was slightly above fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I opened Shiny Gotsumon. I was pretty stoked with that.
I have BL Star options. Like muskets.
Yeah, those are like the real ones.
Yeah, that's a hit. That and the Ice Snow cards, because so many of the Ice Snow cards are good long term. Big
long
fan.
term when we get Skibidimon.
Yeah, Skibidi Scotty. Very good stuff. I'm a fan. But yeah, no, it's cool that the promos are good too, because it's like.
Side note.
Local should be rewarded.
They announced that BT20 will have heavy metal support.
Wait, did I miss this? I thought it was getting Yuki getting a new alt art as like a.
No, it's Yuki's deck is getting supported in BT20.
Yeah, I think that's the point, because it will coincide with the new chapters coming out. Is the idea, I think.
At least what I read, it was a Yuki alt art is the BT20 pre-release prize. So like you know how like Machine is the 2.0.
Yeah.
No, I'm the way I saw it somewhere that I said like the heavy metal deck is getting like support.
Might be time for me to pick up my cards because
that deck will do something eventually.
That deck is so cool, and it gives me. It's like the exact thing I wanted out of a dumb big dragon smash deck. So
a Yuki Altar is the price for the BT20 release event. I don't think it's confirmed. I
know we know we're getting more Nature Spirit. It's gonna be Mega Kabuteria. But if you're like a bug guy and you've been waiting for your next wave of bug stuff, you know your next wave of bug stuff is EX8 because it's like Tentomon is gonna get a whole line that is both green bugs and Nature Spirits. There's a chatter that's like saying that like Nightmare Soldiers is gonna have green. Well, Nature Spirits had black and blue. Like the whole point of the Nature Spirits deck is that like the color doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to match the VPETs. Like the bugs are green.
Tlaloc has 3 colors.
Yes.
Yeah, he's green, black, and yellow. Oh, sorry, green, blue, and yellow.
Wait, no, is it blue or is it?
It's green, black, yellow.
Okay, I was right the first time. I just made myself confused.
Wait, like the blue cards. Which page is his ass on?
Well, he's green first.
It's green first. Yeah.
Green, yellow, black. That's why I couldn't see it in my head. There we go. Yeah, no, it's gonna have all the different colors just like this one does. So big hype. And then obviously it's gonna have more colors next.
But we already have the boss monster for the Nightmare Soldier. It's like the pirate guy.
Yeah, and he's actually had an English reveal as well. So like, because he's
like purple, yellow,
black. So he's got DP minus, D-Digivolve, and level.
Yeah, he's
very good.
He's
like a new Ruin mode. He's also in card app. If you just want to search.
Yeah, but I don't remember his. Wait, yes, no, yeah.
Yeah, EX8 is on card app.
Yes, it is.
I don't think it's there. You just have to type the name.
No. On card app, you're on card dev.
Oh, you're right. Cool.
And then just literally go to the search set.
Oh, okay.
And then it's here. And then you click turn off.
There we go.
We did it. We crushed it.
Baltimon. Hydemon and Myotis.
Yeah, this card is very good, by the way.
So is the idea that this can also go in Dark Masters?
Yes, probably. But Piedmon and Myotis are also in the Digivice.
Wait.
So it's like...
Can it? Because I thought the Dark Masters ones say they can only Digivolve into a white Digimon, right? So does that...
I believe on your turn, but I'd have to check.
Yeah, is that like...
There'll be a new Piedmon that's like more on
there is
with
the Piedmon's been revealed as well. If you click out of the black highlight that you've got on card app, every revealed card will be shown. And then you just go to so there's like Piedmon, Devi, and
it's Pied
all been revealed.
Yeah.
And the idea is that much like how the last one worked with TommyNT, where it spits out an ace, this thing will do the same thing.
Oh, it's Piedmon with Myotis. No, I was being stupid.
Really quick.
This isn't Dark Masters.
Quick. Can we talk about Secret Gallantmon? Because that card, the Secret Rare Medieval.
Are you gonna leak your own? You're gonna leak your own hype right now? Not that secret.
So Leopard, like as a Leopard player, I've spent the past like format just dedicating myself to Leopard because, unironically, it's the best like green boss monster right now. It's like the new Bloom Lord in terms of like how efficient it is, and there are like so many like disgusting things you can do with those cards. Right now, the wave is actually a Cross-Art Leopard, by the way, because your Ballista, Dorulu, and there's another asshole.
It's the Jaegers.
Yeah, they're green, so like you just Digicross and then like
the BT19 cards, you mean?
Yeah. So there's a Leopard X antibody version of the deck that plays like a Cross-Art base, and then like you can just play out those guys. And
it's funny, I was looking at that, I was saying like, yo, if Fanboy ever had like Jewel Tamers, this is the Marcio Harry ass like deck of all time. Like Leopard support and Crossheart, get out of here.
But this Medieval Galmon is like insane in Leopard, by the way. I get it that it's like a Vortex card, and Shoto is gonna have like a bro moment with Gallantmon, and they'll like fist bump and like kill the bad guy in
You
game.
Gotta read the comic book, bro. That happened 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, but I'm a little bit behind, okay? However, independently, this card gives like Leopard a form of interaction that is like it's not relying on the opponent swinging. It's just the opponent plays out a guy, you just trigger the when Digivolving. And the card has Alliance, Vortex. You get to play it for 4 less, which means that if you have the Leopard or the X antibody under, that's another 7 reduction. So you effectively, it's free, right?
You can play. You play it for 0 off Leopard.
For 0, if you have like the proper stack. It's just like it replaces the Zafaga that we used to play. And it gives you deletion, which you combine that with like the Cherubi. You can like DP minus things, put things into deletion range. If they can be deleted, you bounce them. This card is just like this card is going to be like $10, right? Because everybody's going to be like, Medieval Gallantmon bad.
That's crazy. That's insane that you just said that. This is you are looking at a release week. This is a minimum £35 secret, right?
$10. I'll give you $10 for the alt art.
I hate to say it, but you might kind of be right.
That's crazy, dude. There's no way. Look at what's happened to the SPs from VT. They printed a Imperial SP that sees like no sale. Like it's just not expensive. But then SP Crimson mode is like £300.
Brother, people will think this card is bad, okay?
Yeah, the Gallantmon players are gonna be like, it doesn't win the game.
It doesn't win the game.
I'm gonna freak. We can't. You guys have to I'm gonna go forward. You guys have to warn me in advance when you're gonna make me talk about Gallantmon on the internet, okay? Because I just can't keep doing this.
No,
this card's incredible, by the way. It's like the best wave of support we've had all year.
It's amazing, but you know what it doesn't say?
It is
Burn
as good
5.
as VT17.
It doesn't say Burn 5. Card's mead, bro.
That means it doesn't lose to Kari out of security.
This card is like actually insane. I'm super excited for the alt art. Like this is the first time that I'm excited for a Gallantmon alt art because it's fucking green.
And what? Isn't this his 5th?
This is exactly what I knew was gonna happen. Literally you guys can go back and watch the podcast from all those weeks ago. This is exactly what I said was gonna happen.
The Medieval, Medieval has now had like tripled in terms of like official artwork.
Yeah, this number 5?
This is his 5th official artwork. Yeah, pretty cool. He's now finally, as of right now, he's now in more cards than VPETs.
That's awesome. This is like the one card that I wanted to just like have on record. Like, guys, trust the process. Pick up your alt art leopards now. Okay, I'm telling you, pick up your alt art leopards now.
I'm almost jealous. because I won't be able to play this because I'll be playing Gallantmon.
Don't play Gallantmon. Join me.
We'll both be playing the card.
Yeah, but like I'll be winning, okay? And then you're like
he's gonna be cooking that X3 bracket though. So when we start doing table 5 and under, TommyNT format all-star.
He'll just like play against Machine. That's what he does. That's all.
He beats Machine now. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, that is pretty good actually.
I don't have to play against stupid, cringe, invincible blockers anymore. It's awesome. I have Alliance. I can get huge.
This
Vortex Alliance, I'm like, man, I'll Evo. I don't know how to out this. I guess I'll just drop a second Gallantmon for 10. Vortex Alliance, and I'm like 19,000 DP. What's up?
No, fuck that. You have the secret rare, right? You just have the secret rare on the board chilling.
He can't reduce his cost without. Unless you want me to drop the secret, then drop this thing. That's kind of great. I like that.
You're chilling.
Yeah, and Fist Bump starts playing from Sonic Forces as he just goes in.
I swing Vortex Alliance. It's 24,000 DP.
2 secret rares on the board. Let's go.
Yeah, EX8 is shaping up to be sweet, and we know we're getting Deep Savers as well, which is cool. So it's X&D bodies, Deep Savers. I'm having a brain fart. Oh, the Liberator Gang, the new Sunarizamon.
I was kind of hoping that Deep Savers would be a searchable tag, but nope.
It's not in the game yet.
Yeah, not yet.
That's all I wanted to cover out of EX8. Cool card.
Yeah, very exciting. Can't wait for the reveals officially of Justimon and Sakuyamon X. We've seen some of their card art now.
Man, Justimon X looks so cool, but like by design, I'm like indifferent on Sakuyamon X, but Justy X.
It just looks.
I'm not even like a Sentai guy, but it's kind of cool.
You want my hand-me-downs? I have a second core.
One of the things that's going to get hype is that because we know that when Unification comes around, all of the alts will be available everywhere. So like things that were really common in Japan have sadly become like tournament versions here. Like the Golden Analog Youth is available only people going to Nats this year, whereas in Japan it was just a premium Bandai product. But
I don't even know if I own Analog Youths, bro.
Yeah, I bring that up because we've had more announcements of reprints in the Chinese reprint set. So we know that there will be getting even more reprints between now and February, which is really sweet. So I'm a big fan of like the idea that they're going to reprint. I think it's like the new one that they announced is Lilith, Luce, and is it X7S is also getting a reprint too.
That's
so like going to make a lot of cool cards more accessible. Oh, and Mirage is getting a reprint.
Isn't he like less cool, is he the front of the box?
Yeah, he's on there. Rising Conflict is the name of the
yeah, there's going to be some Rising Conflict. If I look at that card more often.
Yeah, exactly. So, big fan. Digimon reveal has been pretty good this week. We were saying before, like Marcia was like, yeah, they're going to ride the anniversary out. Brother, they are. It is happening. And then for the remainder of the year, in terms of like cool Digimon stuff that's coming outside of the card game reveals, we know that we're getting the next 3 VPATs are due to release. It's the Metal Empire, it's the Virus Busters, and the Wind Guardians. And Wind Guardians is really tight because it's like plants plus like wind, birds, and Ulforce and stuff like that. And it has a Hydramon is likely to get an ace, basically. Spoilers, Hydramon's likely to get an ace.
Very cool. Hydramon is a cool Digimon. It's just a shame that, man, it was really the final piece of the puzzle and the most dominant green. Like
they kept getting final pieces of puzzles, dude. They kept finding a new that got they finished the 4 corners of the jigsaw puzzle, and then it turned into a 4D Rubik's Cube, and they were like, "Whoa, what are we doing?"
Yeah.
Good times.
X Antibody, I think is gonna be interesting. I find it really funny that they've gone like, okay, yeah, we didn't want to make an anime, we made a webcomic. Truce, and the webcomic doing really well, and they're like, oh, y'all like reading Digimon? Did you know we did these manga before? Check out this Crossheart one. And like, hey, X Antibody, ever wondered where Koto Domomo came from? Yuji Musha? Yeah, this was a manga. You should please buy all product.
You should read the manga now.
You should find the source material. So you got somebody in the chat saying, where are we getting this from? It's like, bro, from Digimon, from the franchise we're all talking about. If you've not used the VPETs or seen what's in the VPETs that they keep making all of these decks based off of, check them out. They're on YouTube. You can find walkthroughs. Very cool. Broken Coda incoming. Yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah, you're getting your second maybe usable Coda before we get Kurumi.
It'll just be Yuji again.
What? Yeah, you know what? For the YouTube short, what is BT21 blind hit? What is the theme? Go.
It's Seekers. No, sorry, not Seekers. Seekers is the BT20 stuff. It's gonna be Digimon. I want it to be Survive. It will be Digimon Story. So it'll be like Cyber Sleuth or Dawn and Dusk or Digimon World DS. All of those. It'll be like it'll be the games expansion. But I want it to be Survive. I want Survive.
It's Atmon, bro.
It'll be the Atmon.
No, I
unify the game and they go, we've introduced our new mechanic. No one's favorite season.
Yeah, they're delay options that they're delay options that can digivolve.
No, it's actually just an extra deck.
Have you seen the hype from the SP account? The Spanish guys are all like, if you've not seen the poster for episode 7 of Liberator, it looks like Gatchmon from Atmon is on the poster. Like it's got his eye in the background behind Shumon and Teromon.
Okay, you said Gatchmon. I thought you were about to say Gyatmon. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he evolves into Big Gyatmon.
And then like there's like Rizmon.
I actually think there is a Rizmon. Yeah.
There's Sunarizamon.
I'm a hater.
On that note.
Yeah.
All right.
What's in the set, Marcia? What's BT20?
BT20.
Sorry, 21. 21.
BT21. I was about to say 21 Savage. That's not even a funny joke.
It was good enough for me.
I think it'll be like more Liberators. I feel like it'll be like back to like Shoto or Rissa. And then like if I really had to guess. Oh, I know. Let's have like a set based on like Digimon Rumble Arena. How's that?
Ooh, my man.
Secret Rare Duskmon.
They give me like a Dorumon and it has like an axe. Yeah.
Wait, that's World 4.
Whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. Unironically, when we said the games, I was like, World 4 would be really funny. Like, you've got like Shoutmon
we've already
Darulu
got a Dorumon that is the World 4 Dorumon.
Yeah,
He's
but like
in BT9.
Yeah, but like Shoutmon Darulu canon, like we have Digimon featuring gun. What if it was just like, yeah, Vmon has a sword now. It's a memory blocker.
That'll be Rio's next device. It's just Rio gets a CD and it's Digimon World for the PS1 that he throws at you.
I was actually thinking that like, what if you just took the extended Rio lore and it's like you get 15 Rios. Like you get like Vitae Matai, you get Rio, you get like All Force Vidramon support, you get like young Ken when he's got like the Dark Spires in him.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
You just like chase Rio through the like continuity.
Are we getting new Jessmon? Yes,
probably.
We're very likely. Yeah, he's in Chronicles. So, like I said, just read the source material.
Oh, we should probably get Diaboromon X at some point, right?
And Ogudomon, I would imagine. So it's Karamon, Diaboromon, and Ogudomon are like the 3 that were attached to each other in Chronicles.
Have we ever had a straight villain set that isn't like Infernal Ascension? You could argue because it was like 7 demons, but like, have we just had like
nothing but villains?
Just like straight up nothing but guys that are gonna get jobbed by 3 15 to 10-year-olds?
No, but that sounds like a premium Bandai product they'd make.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, at the end of the day, we will probably get new Digimon cards. So
yeah, the game will probably keep going.
The game will keep going, guys. The game
BT21 is a reprint set, no new cards.
What do you think, Andrew? What do you think is going in 21?
Unironically, I think if they're gonna keep doing manga support, I wouldn't be surprised if they're just like, hey, did you know Rio isn't actually from season 3 of the anime? He's in 19 GBA games. Like, I think that would we see All Force. Like, they just go like straight to the beginning. Vitae Matai, we get some new All Force, we get maybe 4 Great Dragons. But Digimon Story is like the obvious pick because you can just do so many.
Please be Survive, bro. That's all I'm asking for.
Hey, we'd get a new Plutomon if it was Survive.
Yeah, we would. And I'd get a new Fanglong. And no Davis. But yeah, that's it. We want to wrap this one up. Say thank you to everybody.
Yeah, big thanks to everyone that has been supporting the podcast on both YouTube, Twitch, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. We've hit over 1,000 plays on Spotify. Very cool. If you can rate us 5 stars on that'd be great. Everyone that we once again have remembered to say, please like the stream if you're watching on YouTube at the end where it's pointless. Next week, someone remind us, or the week after, we're going to be in Glasgow next week, so no podcast next week. But yeah, big thank you.
Walk up to me, and I'm joking. People can
come say hi. Whatever. If you're a member, I will have sleeves on me, so come get your sleeves in Glasgow.
Yeah, if you're a member, you can get some sleeves. I will probably be freshened up. I don't think you're traveling on the day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm crashing at Andrews and we're going up in the morning.
Oh Jesus Christ, dude!
Bro.
Nah,
Now
fine.
we're going on Friday.
It's a 3-hour train. It's not that bad.
Yeah, but like you're gonna be like fried toaster strudel by the time you get to Glasgow, and you have to play like round 1.
Yeah, but I'm playing a fake deck. It's fine.
Yeah,
I guess you could just like sleep, right? Like sleep for 3 hours.
I can sleep on the train.
Realistically, no one on that train has healthy thoughts about the format. We are there to do irreparable damage to 7 times 3 people's day. So 21 people are gonna have an awful time.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I'm gonna hit one of you two like I do at every event.
Yeah,
I'm gonna show people Leopardmon. I'm gonna be like, hey, have you read, like, did you know that like EX5 is the worst set in Digimon history? Meet Leopardmon. You probably haven't heard of him because you have to deal with Anubis, but he's like, you know, the next fucking guy.
He's really obnoxious.
He's like really fucking obnoxious. Anyway, I'm gonna go play Paladin for a cost of 2, and then I'll give it Rush with Pangeamon. The game is over.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks everyone for the support. If we hit 3k subs, then the Discord becomes fully open. We're trying to get more content done that isn't just Digimon stuff.
Do not make me become a Digimon Discord moderator.
Become a member at the champion tier to see whatever we're about to record after this a month before everyone else does. And you know, someone even mentioned it because the stream cut early last time, but you know, it's become a staple of the show. But we're getting out of here, which means you get to hear your favorite 4-syllable word.
Wait, this is starting to get brought up?
Yeah.
No,
so
we can't keep doing it anymore. I get performance anxiety, bro. You should, if you think I bubble at regionals, you should see me bubbling a podcast outro.
Oh no, I have a performance hard on right now. I'm ready.
All right, on that note, we're getting out of here.
They can't take this stuff offline, Marcio. Baba Booey.
Bye, Babooey.